Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So today, we ended up getting a pretty interesting addition into the game. If we go over to events right over here, we have a new legendary in the event key drop table. Still haven't actually gotten it yet, haven't had time yet today, but that's what the stream is for. We'll be going over that pretty much as a majority of the stream, probably messing around with this, and of course just doing a little bit of barbarian leveling. But I need to go level this, maybe mess around with some Guild War teams too, because Guild War, of course, is tomorrow as well. Actually, I believe I got Paragon again too. Yep, I did. So you know what that means. Time to go waste all of our gems, because I want to go tier 5 all of these then. If we're going to be Paragon, just so we have the highest mouse stats. So we can defend better against all the battles, which will help reduce down the enemy's points, which will, in theory, increase our points if theirs are lower, since we'll have less to have to deal with. But there we go. It'll cost a little bit of gems. That's what, 85 each, so that's 340? 340 gems and a few other resources. Not too bad, but let's go with that. Help us win. And anyways, so new troop. We went over this a bit yesterday, but of course now it's actually in the game. It is Sir Quentin Headley. He is a Night Beast from Sword's Edge. Has a pretty good bonus for upgrading too. I believe it gets the 666, like the egg and everything. It converts all purple gems to yellow, so basically like a mercy, and then all green gems to skull, which quite a few of the double converts actually have. So unfortunately, you can't really have that much of an overlap there. And then it gets to deal damage to 2 of random enemies, and that's pretty much the whole premise of his ability, is a double converter that can do some damage. On top of that, he has a 50% mana start to not only himself, but also to every other knight on your team. This might finally make knights viable, as far as what is underneath the category of knights. Generally not the greatest of options, however usable enough that you could build teams out of it. So as far as some better knights that exist within the game, let's see. Champion of Anu, probably not. Do they actually have blue overlap? Hold up. What color was the thing? No, they don't have blue overlap, so that's not going to work as well. So scratch that plan. Probably not worth using with Champion of Guard, plus they don't have red overlap. Come on, where are all the good knights? I know you exist. That's good in early game, Herald of Chaos. Later in the game, it's pretty much useless. Same as Knight Coronet, great in early game, not so much later in the game. So earlier in the game, that would kind of work. Instant kill is too low of a rate. Yeah, I kind of forgot there's very, very few viable knights. Paladin with half mana actually isn't that bad. Not to mention the +1 actually goes into the new legend itself. Queen Isabel, probably one of the bigger synergies that we'll have. It's a human knight that ends up giving a bunch of additional armor to all humans, but most importantly, it has a mana accumulation to all of your allies, as well as being able to do attack buff, which synergizes with a couple other knights, such as War, which is definitely one of them way down there. That is relevant to have a 50% mana start on. Sir Gawain has a pretty good cast as far as his summoning, and he ends up creating blue and brown, both of which would be beneficial to this mythic. Actually, no one. I mean, this legend. The blue wouldn't, the brown would. But speaking of mythic, do keep in mind, Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest still have the Mother of Darkness from last week. So if you're still looking to get her, you still have until the end of Thursday. So basically Friday reset time. So you still got another 3 full days or so to end up getting that if you haven't already in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest. So do keep in mind that this mythic, or I keep saying mythic, this legend that just came out of the 50% mana start is only in event keys right now. And it will be for all the week. Templar is kind of okay. You don't normally see it that often, but the fact it creates green is actually relevant because green works into the legend. He needs greens to convert them into skulls. This was actually meta. Oddly enough, Templar was meta the very first year of the game, mostly because Paladin was also meta, and it was a really good synergy for it. I cannot remember the last time Templar was good, but I don't know. Maybe he might get some usage with it. With a mana link, you're almost already at full mana for it. Unfortunately, it's not all the way at full mana. If it was, I'd probably say it's worth it, like if you had an 8 mana cost. So that would be a full mana off of a single take, but unfortunately it is not. Let's see, what else? Tagraki, you probably wouldn't bother using it for. It's mostly just used within Bounty. War was the other one I was kind of wanting to get down to. This with Queen Isabel, I honestly feel like it's going to be one of the better synergies for it with one other troop. Not 100% certain what the other troop is. But from first impressions, that seems like what it's going to be useful for. It burns all enemies, deals a bunch of damage to a single enemy, and it's boosted based on his attack, which you can buff up with Queen Isabel. It also gains an extra turn if the enemy dies from that ability. Also gains additional attack every single turn. 25% reflect on all of its stats, so it actually could use something like additional armor if we were to have some kind of synergy with that, and has a 50% chance to just ignore their armor in order to do true damage, which ends up working out pretty nice. And other than that, that's probably it. Wow, there's not that many good knights, which I kind of already knew. Knights are mostly good in early game to mid game. The further you go into the game, pretty much the less relevant knights become, mostly because they have a bonus that is centered mostly around armor, which of course is the worst stat. And yeah, there just aren't too many good ones out there. But we'll see what we can end up doing with it. But first things first, let's actually go get some copies of it. Oh, also the flash offer for today popping up on us. They're trying to sell a bunch of guildmate gifts. I think normally it would cost $20 to get that many. How many would you normally be able to get for the same price or similar price? Not that. Looking for guild, and underneath, what am I looking for? Where'd it go? Yeah, normally you'd have to spend $20. However, with how many gems you get, it's probably just better doing this for the extra $5 at that point. Why does that seem not worth it at all? The previous one. Because it's, how many gems was it? This is like 1,000 gems. It's almost 1,000 gems. But yeah, it's 750 gems and 15 guildmate gifts. Let's see. What does the gem value per dollar come out to? Let's do some maths. So first things first. Let's go do 25 times... I'm going to find out real quick if this is worth it. Probably not. It feels like it isn't. So 25 times 15 plus 750. So that is worth about 1,125 gems. Assuming you value giving guildmates at 25 gems as 25 gems, which probably you do, because it quite literally is 25 gems. So that's 1,125 gems. So next thing we need to go do is compare it to this thing. Oh, what does that come out to per dollar? It costs $15, or at least in US dollars. Obviously, it's different per thing. So that comes out to 75 gems per dollar, which is okay value. Not the greatest. But let's see. What does this one come out to? As far as value, I'm going to count the pet gnome as 0 value. These are 135 each. 60,000 gold is worth about 1 gem, so we might as well just say 0. But these are worth about 135 each, so let's see. So the other one was 75 gem value per dollar, and this I'm pretty sure is better value per dollar, assuming that you have all of these maxed, all of your guardians. But we times that, 135 times 4, that's 540. We take 540 into... oh yeah, what was 15 times 25 again? I believe that was 375, right? It should be 375. Let me just double check real quick. Don't want to do wrong maths. Where's the clear button? Let's see. 15 times 25. Add that into 540, and it was 375. And then add that into 500. And... did I not count the orbs? Or was that counting the orbs? Maybe its value is actually decent. Because that is with orbs. And then you divide that by 20. Yeah, never mind. Interesting. It doesn't look like it. But yes, this offer actually does have a better value per gem. It's 70.5 for the normal offer. And it's 75, so 4.45 difference per dollar off of this. Not really that huge a difference at that point. But I figured we'd do the math. So yeah, theoretically, this is slightly better value than if you were to just go spend $20 to go get guildmate gifts. Also, was that why I got a guildmate gift this earlier this morning? I kind of forgot about that. We did get one from, I don't think it shows up here, does it? Yeah, from Azela, 14 hours ago. Thank you, Azela. Not sure if she's here right now. But I was going to say, I was wondering what that was from, because normally Azela doesn't give them out. Oh, there she is. Let's see. Thanks for the 25 gems, Azela. Every little bit counts. Definitely helps get our stack up. Let's see. Anyways, so let's go and get this mythic already. I mean, gosh, legend. Oh gosh, well, look at that key value. We got a 66666 key value. I know, a whole 6% discount. I know, right? Not much of a difference, but still. Okay, so, question. Given that we have so many event keys, quite literally 4 6s, I think I should go keep opening until we get, let me double check something real quick. Until we get 2 of the legends, or sorry, 7 of the legends. Or at least 6 to legend. Because I want to get it maxed without using a blue orb, I think. I just want to double check. That's not what I want to check. I want to check how many mythics do we have of the other Sword's Edge mythics. If the answer is 1 for each, I'm going to go and spend event keys right now until we get 7 copies of the new troop. 1 and 1. Okay, it looks like we're doing it. Because both of these theoretically could be beneficial to have a multiple one of, because they both do give 1 to all stats to all allies. And that effect does stack. Let's see. Anyways, let me go and spam a bunch of keys down. So we're going to lose our 6666 keys, immediately getting the new troop, and only got 1 copy of it. Oh. Well, hopefully we can see some mythics in here. I need 5 more copies. Now we need 4 more copies. Of course, we'd get so many copies of everything else that we don't need. Now we need... Nice, another mythic. Now we need 2 more copies. I'm going to do it 50 at a time now. Now we still need 2 more copies. Now we need 1 more copy. Still need 1 more copy. There we go. Oh, and we get 2 right at the end. So now we have 2 if we ever need a team with 2, though I highly doubt we're going to need a team of 2 of them. But there we go. So that saves us from having to use a blue orb. And how many keys did that end up costing us? That ended up costing us, what is that, 800? It looks like it ended up costing us 800 event keys, which comes out to a value of, if you were to go buy them, they're 13.5 gems each. So 800 times 13.5. So it costs us 10,800 gem value. This is one of the reasons why I normally say to go use blue orbs on these troops to go get them maxed. Because we would have saved probably around 10,000 gems. It costs us 10,800, and we only really need to get 1 copy and then use a blue orb on it. But the reason I just used event keys right now is, even though it theoretically would have saved us about 10,000 gem value, I have too many event keys right now, so I needed some reason to go and use them. So there we go, and if nothing else, we got a mythic out of it too, which obviously if we open more keys, we'll have more of a chance to do. And yeah, I believe we got a second one of Anu, if I'm not mistaken, which is actually the better one to have another one of 2. Because the other one probably wouldn't have worked as well with multiple. But yeah, now we can do this with a double big AoE. Just throw it down on first slot and get a bunch of disables down. Yeah, it seems like this would be okay to have 2 of. Oh yeah, what was the 2% this week? It was Sword's Edge and Knights. Yep, that's exactly what I thought it would be. Pretty much. So that's nice. That means a good majority of this kingdom ends up having 20% this weekend. Yeah, maybe we'll need to bring him out. We just got a double champion of Anu all of a sudden. Maybe we might need to actually go mess with it and see what it could do. But not right now. But anyways, that's that. Hopefully we got enough copies of the Glory Troop so we don't need to go and buy any. Whenever you are planning on opening event keys on a given week, you should always do your event keys prior to buying your troops up with Glory. And the main reason that you end up doing that is mostly because if we were to do it the other way around, we would have to have gone and basically wasted Glory on copies that we might not have need in order to get it to Mythic. As you can see right now, we actually already have enough copies to get to Mythic. Otherwise, it would show a threshold there that we would need until we get to the next amount. But now, also, you could buy 10 event keys per week right there. You should always do that if you have the spare Glory. But anyways, now that we have them all upgraded, we'll just go to Upgradable. And now we were able to upgrade this without using a single Glory to do so. So we have way more than enough copies after opening that many. Normally it doesn't take that many to have to do it, but I just wanted to max it out rather than using the blue orb method. Regardless, you should always do it first, your event keys prior to using Glory, because regardless, it will save you some amount of Glory, unless you really wanted to trade stone for whatever reason. But there we go. As I mentioned on last night, this troop is completely useless. It just buries an ally, gives them some armor. If they're a knight, double the effect. Every single troop that is like this is completely useless. Why to keep adding to them to the game, I have no clue. Not only are they boring, they are not useful in any way, shape, or form. And they don't even have good traits, and they're normally low rarity troops that just become dead content. And that one is no different. But anyways, let's go upgrade this. Now we don't need to go use a blue orb on it, which we're a little bit low on. We only have 6 blues and 2 major blues as far as our current blues. So that ends up saving us a blue. Go get that up so we have a 50% mana start now if we ever need to go use that. And other than that, let's go finally ascend him. Get that up, and now we can go level him. And we'll do all except the last level, just so we can go save 1,000 souls right here. Every little bit counts, and there we go, 1,000 saved. We have enough green orbs, might as well be using some of them for better value. Theoretically, we'd even do the last 2 levels of it if we really wanted to. Well, I'll just do the last one, get some decent value, and that is that. Okay, so now we got this thing maxed, and now we can go and mess with it. Before I do, I haven't even said hello to everyone yet. Hello, William. Hello, Bill. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Lochnar. Hello, Paulie. Hello, Birdleaf. Hello, Defiant. Hello, Lochnar. Say Lochnar. Hello, Jefferson. Hello, Larry. Yeah, autocorrect can be very annoying. I never realized how annoying it is until I got a phone that like autocorrects everything. I might need to actually find a way to like turn off autocorrect because the amount of times it has made me type something that I didn't actually mean to type is extremely high. Not even because I spelt the word wrong, but because it's not within the dictionary on the phone. So it'll like try changing a word or like initials for something, or you know, if you like try typing in like a few letters that stand for something. It's really, really annoying. The amount of times that has happened is very high. Hello, Adam. Hello, Zex. Hello, Tyranny. Hello, Steve. Hello, Osman. Hello, McBill. If you can only own one mythic, should you keep your keys until Friday so you potentially get a better mythic? Yes. Since you have so few mythics, you probably want to wait until, at minimum, until Friday, so that when you open up your keys, they will be not this most current mythic. This current mythic isn't really going to be too good. However, what level are you? Because while this mythic is towards the rather average side, or even below average, it does have one caveat in that it is excessively broken for early game, because you can stack bleed very quickly once you get it fully traded, and 10 true damage per turn to all enemies in early game and mid game is a lot of free damage. So depending on what your level is right now, it might actually just be worth going for it right now to attempt it. Though once you finally get her as a copy of a mythic, you should stop trying to open any keys, because then you'll just get another copy, and you definitely don't need 2 copies of her. But I don't know, it might be worth it for you to actually go for it. Depending on what level range you're kind of in, the amount of bleed damage you can get is not bad at all. That just into her own ability is probably going to be enough to wipe most teams, especially once you get it to 10 true damage per turn. Let's see. You'd like your opinion on the gold farm team of Greed, Gronzok Pistol, and 2x Cedric. It's decent. I've used similar in the past, except with only one Cedric and using Ward Breaker. I believe the team was trying to figure out what it was. I believe it was Greed, Bronzlock Pistol. No, it was Bronzlock Pistol, because you would want to use the burn for triple damage skulls. It was Bronzlock Pistol, Ward Breaker, Leprechaun or Greed into actually I believe it was Leprechaun actually specifically, because you can get the extra gold off of Bronzlock. But yeah, it was this team. Let's go make it real quick, because why not? We don't need these Mother of Darkness teams anymore. I'm pretty sure I won't be messing with her much. Oh, then again, what was the Guild War one? Might need to revamp the Guild War one and just kind of consider it. I don't know. I cared for that one probably the least. I'm not sure if we can make our Guild War viable. Even this team isn't pure purple. She's literally the only thing on it that isn't purple. But anyways, what was I doing? But yeah, I've used to use this in the past. This I actually ended up using before the meta Skeleton Key team. Like before Skeleton Key existed, this was what I used for some amount of time. But then once Skeleton Key existed, I stopped using it. But it's still viable. It's where's Wordbreaker? If I could fit it. Wordbreaker. So it's this team right here. We'll go move that there, and you run this when any hero class that has triple damage to burning, because this weapon, once fully perked, has burn first enemy every single time you cast it. And yeah, you just cast Leprechaun. That gets those two going. Obviously, these 2 mana generate. In between the top 3, you end up using every single color. And it ends up working out pretty well. You just keep doing that over and over again. I believe in some instances, I even use a Cedric as a meat shield. Depends if you're up against Skull Spam or not, on which way you'd want to do it, because obviously once he dies, you still maintain the gold bonus. But yeah, running something like that is a decent gold farming team. I'm not sure about the double Cedric variant. Double Cedric would end up replacing out either Wardbreaker or Leprechaun if you were to do so. I'm not sure if that's worth doing. I haven't really tested it much compared to the one Cedric version. But I know the one Cedric version is pretty nice, and it even runs PvP in most situations, as long as you're not fighting too strong of a team. But if you're taking like a 1 trophy, 2 trophy battle, we'll easily take out PvP. Let's see. Hello, Mark the Punk. Hello, Jefferson. Hello, Foro. Hello, Dortero. Hello, Mats. And let's see. Is Shabanu a good craft this week? Yes. Actually, this is the first time Shabanu's been available since her release, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, I would say Shabanu's worth it, especially since she's good for 3 different Guild War Day. But yes, this is the first time she's been in Soulforge since her release. So this is the first time ever in Soulforge, with that being said. She has a backup summon, really great for blue and yellow Guild War Day. Ends up getting a lot of mana accumulation, which ends up boosting up your score. Can mana accumulate just in general to help out the rest of your team. And has a bunch of random stackings that if they end up hitting on magic or other useful things can really buff up your team. A little bit random, but once it gets looping when you're doing a pure color team that has a lot of the same similar colors, it ends up working out pretty nicely. I personally prefer the purple variant of it the most. However, blue and yellow gain a big benefit of the entire team basically being the same two colors. Also using any of the Doom weapons that can synergize with her ends up working out pretty well too, particularly the purple or the yellow one, because the yellow one converts all the purples to Doom Skulls and the purple one converts all yellows to Doom Skulls. So whichever way you're going to go about that with one of those two, if you want to use those Doom weapons, ends up synergizing really well with Vespera as well. Yeah, it's highly advised for Guild War Day. Similar to a Wild Queen. It's basically the Wild Queen of Guild Wars. Wild Queen is viable in all 3 of its Guild War days. Shabana Vespera is also viable in all 3 of its Guild War days. And all 3 of them are pretty much equally viable, whereas Green Day is a little bit more viable, and Purple Day are both a little bit more viable for Wild Queen compared to her Brown Day. Anyways, Quadquist is also not bad as far as crafting is concerned. I don't feel like I use it much. However, it does have the best Submerge in the game. However, you don't really need Submerge that often. It also has more damage than Inferno King. However, it doesn't have a Storm into itself, and its mana accumulation can be hard countered. Overall, I personally do not like using that mythic. However, it's not bad. Wolfgaric's useless, and hey, we just got a champion of Anu. He has 20% stats this week. He's somewhat okay for Blue Guild War. However, I would not go out of your way to craft it. He's rather underwhelming. And if you really wanted to, you could just try for him off of event keys. As you saw, we got him off of event keys. Second copy of him. But he's probably not worth going out of your way for. He's nothing too special. Actually, technically, you got 2 Guild War options in Guild War, event keys this week. You got this one that creates blue to all allies, or, extra stats to all blue allies. And then you have the other one, the Champion of Guard, I believe it was. And that guy ends up doing +1 to all red allies. So, yeah, 2 different options off of event keys as you're trying for the legends. As far as weapons, nothing really too noteworthy as far as weapons right now. You only get a night bonus thing, and I believe this was useless. Oh, no, it's a Sword's Edge. Never mind, I thought it was something slightly different. But, yeah, both of them were pretty much useless. However, we're getting a really noteworthy weapon in about 6 hours from now. Or 5 hours, whatever it comes out to. Yeah, 5 hours. Tomorrow, for all of tomorrow, and only for tomorrow, you will be able to get yourself a Life and Death. As many of you know, Life and Death is an insanely good weapon, among one of the best in the game, as well as insanely good for Guild War defend teams. Or, you can only set it to one of them, but still, nonetheless, a very great team to have. You don't see it here right now because it's not in there yet, but once tomorrow comes around, you will be able to go get a Life and Death, assuming you have the resources for it. But, yeah, highly advise getting it. If you don't have the resources to craft it, I believe you can buy it for 500 gems or 410 gems. I forget how much it is. I believe it's 500 gems during the faction event tomorrow. It's also a decent faction to farm, so you're getting basically 2 in 1. A good to farm faction while also simultaneously getting Life and Death. So definitely highly worth considering tomorrow. And you have 2 different methods to get it. However, it will only be available tomorrow. And then it won't be available for like months until it comes back again. So definitely make sure to go pick it up, as it's arguably one of the best weapons in the entire game. Also, while I'm here, I haven't bothered crafting these yet. Let me go get 2 more purple deeds. Anyways, was I in here for any other reason? No, I think I was just kind of discussing those. Let's see, does Summoning Stones have anything good this week? I normally don't go over these too often, just because it's very situational to the person on if they actually need anything from these. Hey, there's Firebomb there, but not worth really going out of your way for. If you don't have Firebomb off of gold keys, you might as well just open more gold keys. Nope, doesn't look like anything's going to be viable this week for crafting here. But if you're missing like an epic that's there, they're sometimes worth okay value to be going for. They're only really good in early game and mid game though. Beyond that point, not really so much. But anyways, did you mention the craftable weapons? Yes, neither of them are worth it. However, Life and Death is available tomorrow, and Life and Death is 100% worth it. However, you could also buy for gems rather than buying it for craftable resources if you'd prefer to save those craftable resources. And if you don't have the gems, you can actually farm within a single day enough treasure hunt to not need to worry about it. If you just keep spamming treasure maps over and over again, if you just do that for several hours, you will definitely get way more than enough gems than you would need in order to go and actually complete out the event. If you want to go and end up buying the gems, buying the weapon with gems, which I'm pretty sure is probably the preferred method for most people, since crafting resources is pretty valuable these days. All you really have to do is just keep spamming treasure hunt over and over again focusing on going as quickly as possible while also making sure to get as many green chests as you possibly can. And it's pretty much the whole premise of what we're doing right here. And let's see, let's just get the last few real quick. Nice little chest right there. Make sure not to craft the green ones together though. You only want to be getting a bunch of them onto the board. However, you don't actually want to combine them, because the problem is if you combine them, you'll end up as I just did. But if you combine them, a red chest only gives 2 gems, as you just saw right there. Hey, cool, I got to show it. Whereas each one of the 3 green chests have a chance of giving you 1 gem. So theoretically, 3 green chests have a better chance of giving you 3 gems than 1 red chest does. Because 1 red chest, while we did get pretty lucky and got it to target on reds, it does have 3 other drops that can fall on, and it only gives 2 gems, even though it took 3 green chests that all have a chance of giving 1 gem to end up creating it. So it's basically losing value if you end up creating a red chest. So only go up to green, do not get reds. As you can see, it only takes about a minute, a little bit over, and you easily get like a gem each time. And that's like 50 to 70 gems per hour, and I believe you need like 410 or something for the event tomorrow. So you can easily just go farm those up over several hours for whatever percent you're missing of the gems. Anyways, also if you haven't done them already, blue task in guild ends up giving gems, of course, as well, if you're still a little bit short on that. And of course dailies and stuff like that. But the blue task right over here, or sorry, not that one, the one all the way over there, the one that doesn't say epic, ends up giving gems, I believe up to 390, depending on how far you go on it. And of course tribute. But anyways, I still have not messed with this new troop yet. Before I do, I think there was some questions a little bit earlier in stream. I read that. Hello, Kick Knight. Hello, Robert. You crafted Shabanu because you missed it when it was released. It's a fun troop. Oh, yes, it is a lot of fun to use. It's viable, too, but it's also a lot of fun. Also, one other thing I didn't do. Sword's Edge is currently 18 stars. Can it go any higher than that? Are we blocked by anything? Yep, we're blocked by not enough troops, so that's as high as it can go. So, nice. 18 star, another 18 star kingdom. We're getting so close to 20 stars. Any one of these 18 star kingdoms end up getting 2 troops in a given week. They're going to be the first 20 whenever we finally get that. Why do I feel like they're going to make a 19 before they ever make a 20? Because so far we only have 18s. We don't actually have any 19s. And obviously we have no 20s because we have no 19s yet. Do you know if there are any plans for getting all those pets to max level? Or at least faster rate of upgrading them? They've added some methods in the last several months, for example, off of Adventure Board, as well as through guild tasks. However, no, they haven't really added any other method other than those 2. However, those 2 were kind of implemented in order to offset that sum. You can also get quite a few off of gnome events and stuff like that. You can also disenchant any of your spears. So once you start getting maxed pets, you start getting a lot of additional pet food. One thing I did mention to them, however, they still haven't implemented yet. I'm going to remind them for next patch as well, if they end up getting the time. Oh yeah, that's another thing on like the billing things I need to remind them. But we still don't have a disenchant all for pets. One thing that you can do for pets once they are maxed out is once they are maxed out, you can get rid of all the additional copies for food, and all you'd have to do for that is trade extras, click yes, and boom, we just get 4 green pet food, or however many of the pet you had, and it brings it all the way down to 1. Unfortunately, there is not a button we can press in order to make all of these go down. If I wanted to go get pet food from these, I would have to go click manually on every single one of these, click trade extra, click yes, and repeat that for every single one, which is obviously very tedious. I'm hoping next patch they'll have a button for that just does them all automatically. No guarantee on that, but definitely a nice quality of life feature if they could finally get around to that. It has been mentioned to them. It is within their attention. They just haven't done it yet. But no, other than that, they haven't really planned on adding any more yet. They kind of did with those few. I feel like Epic Task was the biggest one. I forget how many white pet foods it comes out to, but it's like 40, 50, 60 white pet food a week or something. It's a pretty hefty amount that ends up giving. I believe all the trees also have some amount of pet food into their own color. So I guess that was kind of their way of adding more pet food to the game. It's still a relatively low amount compared to how many you need, but it's and most people don't even get to those tasks because that might even still be needing the food. But that was kind of their way of adding more, at least at this moment in time. If they'll add even more methods, we'll just kind of have to see. The adventure board method's pretty easy, but however, pet food appears on it so rarely. And I think it only gives like 10 white or 8 white or something whenever it does appear, so it's not really that much. Let's see. Would it be better to buy with gems? Yes, the weapon. I would advise buying it with gems rather than with craftable material. And the main reason for that is you'll easily be able to get the event done. but also you'll be able to get a lot of shards from the event. It's a pretty good faction to farm. Not the absolute best, but pretty high up there. It's Silver Necropolis. Silver Necropolis, I believe, is 3rd or 4th for overall loot. I think closer to 4th these days, but it's still pretty high up there as far as factions. It's still in the top, like, 20% of factions. Or, it's the top few, for sure. Hello, Dragon Ball Z fan. Let's see. We're swimming in pet food with 4.7. Need a way to convert food to gem keys. I highly doubt they're going to ever do that. We still don't have any kind of pet food sync. While there are very few people that are at that point, unless you do a lot of pets, it is possible. I mean, there is no sync for it currently, similar to many resources in this game. So if you end up finally getting to the point where you have every single pet max, all the pet food you keep getting pretty much has no point at that point. Let's see. It's actually finding the copies of the pets you need. Yeah, that could be a problem too. Though the biggest thing that ends up eating out pet food, for the most part, are all of the faction troops. So all these faction troops, they can end up maxing out all the way to 30 once you end up doing all the faction things. That is what ends up eating up probably the biggest amount of food. If it wasn't for these, no one would really be having a pet food problem. But these, when you end up obtaining them all the way to level 25, all the way up to level 20, they do not actually give you any food through that process. It's pretty much the only instance in the game where you end up obtaining a pet, but you don't obtain any food while obtaining that pet. And it still costs a full amount of food to go and max those out. So a little bit annoying there, and every single faction has one. And every single faction basically indirectly became its own pet food sink. You might not experience it too much yet if you don't have too many 2,500 factions, but it really starts eating at your food once you have like 10 plus 2,500 factions. And the more you get this, the more it eats at it. Anyways, we're like a half an hour in. Let me go ahead and hand out a redeem code, and let's go and actually test this legend. Because I don't think I've used it a single time yet this stream. We just keep talking about stuff. But if anyone else has any other questions, let me know. But let's go and start transitioning over to trying to use this thing. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I was just talking about last time. I forgot to go and mark these down. And I forgot to mark them down again. There we go. I just got one. I actually got it first try. Gosh, I had a good memory on that then. Because I remember. Because the last code we gave was the bug code. Which is the only reason why I remembered the previous one we gave. It was the bug. Because it's glitched. Oh yeah, did they ever give a final verdict on Barbarian? I know there was a dev post on it. Oh well, Salty will be streaming in about an hour. We'll hear what she has to say on that mess. She's definitely going to say something about it. There's no way she's going to just completely ignore it. Though then again, it is Salty. Wouldn't be surprised if she just completely ignores it. She's probably going to bring it up to some degree. They fixed the bug? No! But that means we can go cover the video for it now, though. Because I was kind of waiting till the bug went away in order to actually go over it. Because if I went over a video while it was still bugged, that video would be somewhat irrelevant as far as its mechanic, because it would have been functioning differently than before. Let me just go look at that real quick. So I haven't actually played a battle since it's been fixed, so let's just go to Zhejian real quick. Just do an explore team. I promise, we will go use that 50% mana start troop this stream. It will happen at some point very soon. What am I doing? We need to go and I just want to test this real quick. So let me see it gain 3 attack off a red. And that's what it does now. If you take a red, it gains 3 attack. If we could find a red. Here, have a skull. Yep, and now we gain 3 attack, as you can see. And it only does it when you take red. And it works with any weapon. That's so unfortunate. That weapon has been nerfed into the ground. I mean, that hero class, I mean. Oh, well, Barbarian's useless. End of story. Never use Barbarian. We'll still get it to get it leveled some. But yeah, redeem code gives the same thing as always. Used on gemsofwar.com with the game code section. Or simply click on that link that I just posted into chat. Underneath the game code section. Gives the same order as always. 200 souls, 2,500 gold, 2 treasure maps, and 1 gem key. Only usable on PC mobile version. Also, that was the pet food I was talking about. Off the tasks. It does give a decent amount here and there. And what was the other thing I wanted to go mention? Oh yeah, and your invite code can be found in your settings menu, whatever your game says in the bottom left. And redeem code, of course, is right over in chat to go use the code. Hello, Demon Wolf. You got your first batch of 4K diamonds and only 1 mythic Obsidius. Which of the mythics in the Soul Forge this week is propel you to greatness? Vespera or Aquarius? That's actually a hard pick. The problem with Vespera is her viability is dependent on your other options on your team. However, many teams that can be used with her are relatively cheap. I showed a really cheap one the other week too that ended up using Vespera with what was it, Thrall, Vespera, Skeleton, and then one other option. That one other option I believe I ended up using it with was the Doom purple weapon, which you probably don't have. But you could probably just put a second skeleton. When you're doing it offensively, it doesn't actually matter. So for very cheap, just using commons, yeah, I'd probably say Vespera then. With that verdict, I'd probably say Vespera. Mostly because she'll help you with 3 Guild War days pretty hard. Whereas Aquarius, I'm not sure. I personally do not feel like Aquarius is that good. Even though on paper it is, it just doesn't really have the synergies to work out. Whereas Vespera definitely does. But yeah, you can build her as cheaply as all commons. You can literally just go Thrall, which is a common from Darkstone, then Vespera, then 2 skeletons, which are both commons from Kedar. You open like a few hundred gold keys, you'd probably have all those troops. You do need to make sure your Thrall is fully traded though, but that shouldn't take too long. It's a common, so it doesn't take much to get it traded. Vespera doesn't even need to be traded either. So yeah, I guess that would work out best. Go Vespera, I would say. Yeah, the double winter imp was pretty good. It would still work with one. Trying to think of the other replacement that you can end up doing for it. Could probably just do a mana generator and end up doing it that way for the team. As long as it's pure blue, it should be fine. You could even use Justice, but you would need your hero doing freeze, so you need like Frost Mage or something, which you might not have leveled yet. Show an idea for class event using new legendary without either Sword's Edge Mythic. Best you saw using Dawnbringer blocks mana to Queen Isabel. Show an idea for class event using new legendary without either Sword's Edge Mythic. All you'd really have to do is Night Coronet spam if you wanted to go Dawnbringer, if that's what we were talking about. That or just go the Queen Isabel method as you mentioned. But yeah, the team for that would be one of these two things. Let's just go replace out this one. I highly doubt we're going to be using this. But yeah, the event for Thursday, for the night event, if you're going to go do it, is... Okay, that doesn't bring it up. What's his name again? I already forgot the name of the new legend. Fail. Okay, let me just type in night. Where'd he go? Where's our 50% mana start? Queen Isabel, we might need you. So let's put you in preemptively. Oh yeah, duh. Let's just go to Sword's Edge Knight. That'd be the easiest way to do it because that's where our restriction is anyways. It's Sword's Edge Knight for this Thursday. Where'd it go? Sword's Edge and Knight. Where'd it go? Right, it is. Okay. So, no mythics. If you want to go Dawnbringer, you could literally just go Dawnbringer to triple Night Coronet, or Dawnbringer into double Night Coronet. So, team number 1 would be this. And, actually, we'd probably go with Sir Gawain, just because why not? And then you'd have your Dawnbringer into first slot. And why I say why not is mostly because of backup summon. He's actually going to be useful for something. But, then we just get a Dawnbringer in there. And that would be one team that you could do. And probably the team I'll actually be using is Dawnbringer, Sir Gawain, Night Coronets, or really anything that's a yellow from the kingdom. Doesn't have to be Night Coronet. And then Sir Quentin in last slot. And you change the banner to probably a +2 blue, +1 yellow. Oh, hey, it's actually pure yellow. Didn't realize that. Nice. Oh, duh. Because of, yeah. It's still really pure yellow because Dawnbringer buff. But still, it does end up coming out to pure yellow, which gives, what bonus is that? It gives armor bonus, which isn't actually helpful, unfortunately. That's still a bonus nonetheless to help not die. There we go. And we'll go +2 red, +1 yellow, I guess. +2 yellow, +1 red would work better. However, I don't think there's a proper minus for it. No, never mind. It is. Minus green. That works. So +2 yellow, +1 red actually works better. And there you go. Boom. Let me actually rename it. Rename as Knights. Night event, night class. There we go. Let's go with that. And you would run it with anything that has... Actually, you could just run it with night, actually. Because, Sir Gawain will give it a half mana. So there we go. Boom. We're all knighted out then. It's a pure night team as well. Hey, also, doesn't Knight have 20% bonus this week? Nice. Pretty cool. I wish they would always give the hero class 20% bonus for the 2 typings that end up gaining extra stats. Because it would end up making quite a few hero classes that aren't normally useful a little bit more useful on the given week. But yeah, that's all you'd have to do if you have a Dawnbringer for it. And just run that. But yeah, Dawnbringer, Sir Gawain, Knight Coronet, Sir Quentin with a Knight Hero class, +1 or +2 yellow, +1 red, and then the working out pretty decently. Okay, anyways, before I get distracted by anything else, let me go and use this myth or legend already, because I haven't done a single battle with it yet. That was like the main thing I want to actually do this stream. Let's see. So let's go clear out this team. Pretty decent team, but clear out this. Clear again. I'm looking for knights. Actually, let's just do it all under a knight category, because that's everything that we're going to be needing for half mana start. So let's start our search by just typing in knights for our typing and see every option that comes out. First things first, let's go try the main team I want to go try, and that is War. That is Queen Jezebel somewhere's here. And I keep forgetting his name. There's nothing to remember. It starts with Sir, and that would end up making it come up. That or remember Hadley. Nothing else is Hadley in its name. Or then again, Quentin. But I probably remember Hadley more than Quentin. Especially since I'll never remember how to spell Quentin. Or Quentin? Quentin. Q. Let's see. How many things have Q in their name? Not that many. Oh, and it brings both of them up too. Nice. Oh, because of Queen. Wait, there's that few things with Queen in their name? Oh, no. It's just because we're under Knights. I was going to say, there's no way there's that few Queens. Forgot about that. All the Queens would come up if we did that as well. But anyways, so that, and we need one other option. What color are we missing at this point? And will hero work for it? It is purple. Ha! We can go use Mirror if we want to. Oh, Mirror on War. Oh, Mirror on War is not bad. I keep calling it Mirror. It's called Reflection. It looks like a mirror. But anyways, yeah, Mirror on War. A War, Reflection of Good, Queen Isabel, Sir Hadley. I like it. Okay, let's see how it actually runs. What else do we need to revamp on this? Do we go Knight Hero class? Is it even worth going Knight Hero class? Why do I feel like the answer is no? But let me double check. What do you have, Knights? For only give extra magic to blue. However, we don't actually need extra magic with this weapon, do we? Yeah, not really. You'll get mostly explodes with a lower magic. It's fine. Okay, what do you have? Horrible, though we're probably going to be doing PvP, so why not? First position, extra armor. Well, that's the only one that's good. Wait, what weapon are we using again? Mirror? What do you count as Mirror? It's an artifact, so none of that will give it a bonus. So yeah, I guess we'll just keep it at extra armor in first. Barrier at start of battle. Or extra life to all allies. In this case, I'm actually going to go extra life. Unless you have it in first slot, you shouldn't really have it with that. Too bad this isn't per turn. But yeah, all allies gain 2 armor is pretty weak. Extra skull damage or just extra XP. Extra skull damage obviously being the better offensive method. Extra stats when in first slot. However, we can also barrier whenever an ally dies. Or give us some extra armor. I think we'll just go barrier when an ally dies in this case. Then we'll go dispel in case we need it. And all of the last ones are pretty much useless with this team. And we don't even have it anyway, so that works out. Okay, let's go mess with this then. This was the main team I probably wanted to see if it was actually viable. Okay, what do we name this? Name this Sir... Actually, we'll name it Quentin 50% Knights. No, it doesn't fit. There we go. Sir 50% Knights. That works. Okay. And now we just need to change our banner. I'm so tempted just to go double purple, but I feel like we should go into... Actually, it would be fine to go double purple. I don't even think we do anything else other than double purple, actually. Let's go that. Alright, let's see how this goes. I feel like this will work. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. So, first things first. Let's go take any purple we see, which is none, so let's take that. Again, we'll take any purple we see, which again is none. So we'll just take that. That gives us mana. That gives us more mana. There is finally our purples. Got our red off of sky. Double check if you have enough damage, and the answer is no. But it's a barely no, to such a degree that we'll just do that. Buff you up. Get our one shots. Go from there. So we'll go and kill you out for a free turn. Grab that down. Throw this on first slot so you don't die and you gain enrage to instantly evaporate anything you touch with a skull. As you can see right here. Oh, actually that did a little bit less than I was expecting. Let's see. How much damage are you at? 106 to 27 is not enough to secure a kill, so we're just going to go for Pokety Poke. I'll go for another Pokety Poke. And I keep forgetting what your convert even is. It's purple to yellow, and then green to skulls, which does not help us at the moment. Doesn't look like it does. So I'll just go and Pokety Poke again. And, oh yeah, I never did double check to see if he double taps one enemy. Well, we're about to find out. Does he double tap one enemy? Just for the sake of seeing it for sure, let's go slow it down a bit to glacially slow 1 x speed. And do you double tap when only one is left? Based on wording, I believe the answer is yes. Oops, that was a little bit... Oh, it did it both simultaneously, right? Because he didn't have anything else that does damage. So yeah, it does double tap when there's only one left. Which, based on the wording, it's that should have been the way it should interact. And it looks like it does. That's good. So yes, it can double tap when there's only one left. He definitely can. It just shows it not as the full value. Which is a little bit weird, given that they're hitting at the same time. Like, I thought he would, like, separate it a little bit. Wonder how that interacts with barrier. I assume it would interact properly, where one would hit it and then the other one actually, you know, kills it. But, yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. Obviously not meta, but, oh yeah, let me go change speed back. It seems like it's workable. Let's see, we'll go for that. Okay, right off the bat, take purple. Before we do, actually grab that first. Luckily we still have a purple we could take. We're frozen on it. I almost feel like casting on yourself. Ooh, unfortunately, no full mana. That's problematic. We'll take blue for now. Still not full mana, though. Do we have anything else that we can kind of move around to get things rolling? I need purple pretty badly here. There is no option to do so, so I think our best bet is to take a blue surge. Yeah, we'll try that. Get our blue surge. That'll give us all the manas we need to get things rolling. We can now go do this to go get full mana. We'll do a poke into that, and then that will be one-shot range. It should be. Pretty much any single time doing Queen Isabeau into a war should end up securing you the kill. And just to get rid of this freeze because it's being annoying, let me just do that so we don't have to deal with it. Nice extra turn spam there. Now we go throw another free poke. We could take Skull if we want. However, we don't have Enrage or anything, so at this point I think it might just be better to actually buff it up. Oh wait, did we have alignment? I wasn't even paying attention. Probably. I need to get used to this convert. I am so not used to the declaration that it converts, because it's the only thing that currently does it. Specifically, it does purple to yellow and green to skull. Need to get used to that, because he's probably going to be used to some degree. Might not be overly meta, but it's going to be used. That will kill that out. No, it won't. I should have double checked. Mistakes were made. Luckily, we have 25% reflect, so that pretty much was killed. And then we can double tap, and then it kills as well right there. Yeah, War was actually the first mythic ever added to the game, by the way. For any of you that don't know. Because it is called Gems of War, after all. So why would the first mythic not be War? However, he was better when he was released compared to now. He actually got buff nerfed a little while back. And by a little while back, I mean like almost 2 years ago at this point. But ever since then, he's been pretty much useless, or very, very rarely used. Okay, so now that we moved all that off the board, let me go do that so we can go do Mirror of Good. We then go buff it up unless we have some kind of alignment off of this, and then we go use that. That's a lot of reflect. Okay, let me go clear board. Give us some Enrage. Too bad Enrage doesn't bypass reflect. Oh, wait. What? Where did all the barriers go? Oh, extra turn. I forgot. We're using Night Hero class. I was like, wait, where did everything go? Dispel on Night Hero class. Dispel enemies on 4x 5x gems. Aha! That was actually very useful. That was probably one of the best value dispels we've gotten in a while. Anyways, we'll go grab that for our free kill. Oh yeah, I did just notice he's using Rope Dart Team. That's annoying. Well, we have alignment, so let me go for it. Get our double poke there. I was hoping for a little bit better of a skull situation. I can still poke for one. However, that's all we can do. I think I'm gonna do that. That's a little unfortunate. Somehow he's not dead. Between 25% reflect and the fact that we have reflect on it, I'm really surprised he's not dead yet. Between those two factors. I'll go kill that out. And of course you get a bandit summon. Go get all the buffs again. Get our enrage poke. And it should be matched. You just do skull spam, skull spam, skull spam. And he should be dead. Yeah, it seems like it works. It's definitely fun to use. Its viability is kind of meh, though. But it hasn't lost yet, so hey. Hasn't lost a single 3 trophy battle yet. It run against Rope Dart, which is pretty meta. I'll go to that. Oh, we're up against fire bombs. It feels so weird seeing medals on enemies, because I'm so used to all my enemies having no medals. But now as more time goes on, we're going to start seeing more and more of them, of course. Okay, I'm just going to take whatever here. As long as we make sure he doesn't take skull, it's fine. He'll just explode himself. There we go. Hello, Zala! Thank you for the 25 gems earlier. Greatly appreciated. I assume you bought the $15 pack thing? We did the math on it at the beginning of the stream. That $15 pack comes out to 75 gem value per dollar. Whereas if you were to buy the 15 of them normally, it comes down to 70.5. So theoretically, you get 4.5 more gems of value per dollar when buying it through the pack today, compared to if you were to spend $20 on the other thing with how it's normally available. It's obviously not much of a difference, but we did the math and it actually is slightly better. However, I did not count the value of a pet gnome thing. I counted that as 0 value. Mostly because I consider it 0 value. Not exactly that it has 0 value. It would actually be pretty valuable if you could like infinitely farm it somehow. But it has no direct gem value. That's what I mean by that. Unless you count the value of a pet as 100 gems. However, I don't feel like anyone does. Because theoretically, if you were to mass buy them, a pet costs around 75 to 100 gems. It's actually slightly less than 75, or 100, mostly because the baskets are RNG, and off those RNG baskets you would get additional pets. Anyways, what we're going for here? Let's grab that down. Do we have a cascade for that? No, we do not. Feels like we should have some kind of cascade somewhere. I did not see a single one though. So for that reason, we'll probably just get a buff. We'll let him poke us. I was hoping we'd have a follow-up with you. Which we don't. Well, we could poke him, but just a poke is all we get. Anything else? Not really. Let's take that for now. Get a hit over there. And he dies to burn. Of course, he does get to burn all enemies every single time he does that. He used to do additional damage to burning enemies as well. However, it was removed. And the main reason it was removed, I believe, was because it was put onto hero classes. And at the time, we didn't know that, but this is what ultimately ended up happening. A better version of his trait went to all hero classes. But it's really nice when he had that extra damage into true damage. Because he was, at the time, or I believe even still to this day, at that point, he was the only option that had a the 50% chance to do true damage into a multiplier, which is a pretty strong combination. Okay, how much damage are we currently at? Not enough is how much we're currently at, so we're going to go do this. Hope the board is in a good situation, and then cast if we do. And it looks like we do, so we'll go to that, get a bunch of kills, and his whole team pretty much just melts. I'll grab that for manas, and then we just combo that again, and that's pretty much matched. Do we have alignment? No. Come on, even one skull aligned would end up killing there. Unfortunately, we did not have it, so let's take that for now. Still have no alignment, so we'll just go do... yeah, let's do it this way. It doesn't really matter which way we go about it. He'll die regardless, and he's dead. With our double tap. But yeah, he definitely hits twice whenever there's only one left. That's happened like 4 times now. Oh, revenge battle. Unfortunately, against something very weak. Any word on an elemental hero class? I wish. None of the hero classes for the 34 kingdoms seem to be getting it. So unless they're going to be revamping some of the ones that already exist or something, we will not have a purple or a elemental hero class, which will be really strange. The elemental hero class would be very strong. Doesn't even matter what all the perks are. Just the fact that its elemental hero class in itself is going to be very, very strong. Mostly because elementals are arguably the best typing currently in the game. And for that reason, an elemental hero class will just naturally be good. These will automatically have synergize. It will automatically synergize with a half mana start off of elementals, off of Mirage Queen, as well as the fact that elemental bow ends up working out pretty good with things like Forest Troll into a few other options, all of which count as elemental. So yeah, has a pretty good chance. Also, whoever was asking for a Vespera team that only uses one Winter Imp, there you go. There's another version of it. People sometimes use Dwarven Gate on it, which is the main difference with that team compared to what I normally mention. Also, rope dart I don't normally mention with it. But, yeah, I have seen this quite often, actually, using Dwarven Gate with it. I'm not a huge fan of only using one Dwarven Gate. However, it does give a lot of barrier and a lot of additional mana to everything else. I just feel like it's going to be sitting there doing nothing in most situations, so. But that's a cheap common, so if nothing else, it works for that purpose. Since you would easily just have it laying around. So we'll use Burn to get rid of all those barriers. Could also do that with the spell, but that works too. Get him some buff so he doesn't die. He'll take a lot of skull damage there, but let's go and get it cleared. Before we do though, let me get our free value off of that. This is just sitting on the board. If we have it again, we'll go forward again. And if we don't, let's go clear the board and get that going. Give him all the buffs and repeat again if we have it, and we do. So we'll just go do that. That'll die. Yeah, we can go get a war kill. Do it on hero just so we don't have to deal with rope dart. You should pretty much always have stealthy on your rope dart if you ever do run with it. Because if you don't, you could easily just tap it out like that. Also, level 77 on the Knight Hero class. Making progress. Let's see, what are they using? That is a really brown-heavy team. What are you even using it with, though? Nothing on this team is Knight. Oh, wait, what's the skull synergy? Oh! Oh. Yeah, what's this triple skull spam coming out to? It's blue to brown, yellow to skull, red to skull, green to yellow, and then purple to yellow, and green to skulls. I don't know, what's the synergy? I can see it somewhat with a Wrath. But what is the synergy to, what's the synergy with the Vinish Bala? I don't see any synergy with it. And the problem with Wrath is they both use the exact same colors. I don't understand this team that he's using. Let's see. We'll grab that kill there. Do we have any alignments? The answer is surprisingly yes. Grab that, grab that, grab that. Too bad we don't have a second thing that uses yellow here. What else do we need at this point? I think we just take brown, get a tap, kill, and then one skull kills. He's a bit lower stats. Come on, show us a skull. Show us anything. Anything will kill. Even that will kill. There we go. Dead. Yeah, they probably don't have a lot of troops that are just using a bunch of the double converters together. I'm trying to think of what double converter would end up working with it. When I was checking earlier, it didn't seem like any of them would have perfect synergy with it. What about Sakima? I didn't check Sakima yet. Because she's normally one that I kind of forget about. Doesn't she have something to yellow? And then, what was her other color? It's, blue to skulls and brown to yellow. That's not horrible. For synergy. As far as the double converters are concerned. Because one of those directly goes to something you'll actually need. However, it denies your other mana out. However, there's quite a few of them that do that as well. As far as the double converters. And if nothing else, it's a lot of concentrated damage to a single target. Which you can kind of use to clean up when you do the other double taps. I'm not sure if it'd really be worth using. Because all of its traits aren't really doing much. And it doesn't count as a knight, so you wouldn't be able to half mana start it. But unfortunately, there isn't really any good knight skull spammer that would really help you synergize with it. None of the knights actually really have skull spam, which I don't think any of them really do. Let me double check. Does any knight have any amount of skull spam? Doesn't even matter if it's good or not, just any amount. I believe the answer is no. You don't. You just create a mix of blue and red, a lot of it. None of you do. None, none, none. Is this really the only knight with skull? It might be. Never noticed that. But yeah, it might be the first knight in the entire game with skull or with skull creation. Unless I'm missing over one, but I don't see any. No, it is the first knight, unless I missed something. It is the first knight in the entire game with skull spam. That is very unfortunate, because it could really use the second one to synergize well with it. But yeah, it's the only knight in the game with skull spam. Interesting. The more you know. Yeah, unless I'm missing something. Though, of course, you can count hero, I guess. Theoretically, you can set your hero class to knight and then have skull spam on it. That doesn't count. Let's see. Guild Guardian. Guild Guardian doesn't count as knight, though. None of the Guardians count as knight. They count as mech constructs or something. Or not mech constructs. They count as elemental constructs. All of the Guardians count as elemental constructs. Well, all the original 6 do. The other ones count as construct into one specific typing. I don't think any of them were. I don't think any of them were the typing for knight. Otherwise, they would have had a bonus related to it. What am I looking for? Guardians. But yeah, none of them count as knight. They're all constructs. Elementals or constructs something else. But none of them count as knights if I go under knight category right here. It should show 0. But yeah, none of them have it. Oh yeah, you can use Forest Guardian to barrier it. The only problem is I believe both of them do something off of green. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Purple to skulls. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, that actually could work. Brown to green. Wait, what do you need green for again? Wasn't there something that you need green for off of Quillen? Or not Quillen, off of, No, yeah. Your skulls are created based on green. Yeah, it could work with Forest Guardian. Forest Guardian would be okay synergy. Let's actually go make a team out of that. Now it would allow us to give half mana to knights and beasts, which gives us a pretty far range. What do I want to replace? Barbarian class. Oh yeah, that was for the class video last week. We don't need that. Oops, that's my Guild War Red. I do need that. That one I do. This one I don't. Okay. Anyways, stop reordering. Forest Guardian. Let's see. Get Sir Quentin. And now let's check Beast real quick, because I believe Beasts have a few good options in this regard. I don't think we can get away with using Black Beast, unfortunately. What am I looking for? Not that. I'm looking for Beast category. What is not useless here? With skulls. So far, so useless. Which one of you uses brown? Because we can actually use the turtle to brown, and it doesn't have any mana conflict anymore. Or yes, it does. It has alpha yellow. Never mind. But it would feed the one and then allow you to do the thing. Probably not worth it for synergy, though. Yeah, we wouldn't need Knight class either. Warden would be more powerful than Knight. They're both pretty bad hero classes, but Warden is better. However, I don't have Knight maxed yet, so technically I do want more XP towards it. But Warden is still better overall. Gosh, where are all the good options for this? I don't want a mana either, because we're going mostly into skulls. Come on, Beast. I know you have something that would be useful off of this. You have to have something. I don't think Perpetual Purple Storm is worth it for this team. It would just be used to convert purple to yellow, which I don't feel like is enough value. Well, never mind. You get purple to skulls too off of that. Actually, however, you don't really use half mana start though. Kind of goes wasted. I still want to see it. Just because having an automatic purple storm might be worth it. What color would we not use? Theoretically, 3 colors. Is there a blue, red, purple mythic that falls to a 50% mana start here? I believe the answer is no. Oh yeah, it's definitely no. How about knights? Nope. Neither of them have it. Let's see, what is it in general? If we had all troops. Nope. Zugoth. Theoretically. It's gonna have a mana issue though. If we were to go down that route. I almost feel like just running Mirror at that point. Oh yeah, we could do Wait, does Forest Troll count as... It's Elemental Giant. We wouldn't get half mana start for it. Double green would be useful though. But the only problem is, don't we convert out green? Which would make it so we have 0 green, and that might be too hard to put more green onto the board. But my only concern is we deny out all the color, and then we wouldn't really have anything to use it for. Because doubling something that's so few on the board won't really do much. I think we might just try this first and try it with a hero weapon. And just do it with, since we're missing it, what's a good blue hero weapon? Anu, I don't want to use. Beastly Bow. Isn't our whole team beasts? Green and yellow. Isn't that both the ones you need? Yes, it is. Oh! Did Beastly Bow become meta? With one single troop, like most of these tend to do. They become useless for ages, and then one troop comes out that has perfect synergy. But it creates green and yellow based on beasts. This entire team is beasts. And that's everything Sir Quentin needs. He converts purple to yellow, which means you need yellow. Technically you need purple too, but that's what Wolf is for. And he converts green to skulls. And both of these colors is what it does. That looks interesting. Okay, let's go revamp Warden. So it's set to this team, though I'm pretty sure what we have is already right. Let's see, Hunter's Mark is correct. All three of these are useless. Wait, what weapon are we using again? Oh no, bow is correct. Okay, never mind. There we go, perfect. Obviously it's Beastly Bow, it's obviously a bow. Entangle first enemy. Leaf Storm. Right, to have the extra damage. However, I do need to make sure I set that back whenever I do it for other things. But in this particular team, we'd want the 20% extra damage. And what else? All green allies gain some armor. Why not? Dispel. And all three of those are useless, I believe. None of them are war gear, right? No. Yeah, I don't think we can get any bonus out of any of those. Okay, so let's go see what this could do. Oh, banner. We need to go change banner as well. Nimue transform. What does Nimue transform do? Let me double check. Nimue has been pretty useless for a while. However, it could be potentially really meta eventually. It's just always had a lack of synergy. Yellow to skull. That's good. And red to purple. That would be okay. Just trying to see the connecting color that we'd end up doing. Like which order we'd want to do it in. So yeah, you'd want to do Sir Quillen first. I keep calling him Quillen. It's Quentin. Yeah, as long as you're not using something good that needs red, it should probably be fine. Because right here we're converting out a color we don't really need on the purple. And again, purple to skulls, also another color we don't really need. However, we do need that brown. Which I guess could get in the way when it converts brown to green. But anyways, let's go test this team. We'll have half mana start. Actually, this whole team will. Let's grab ourselves a Warden, which we already did. I just need to change banner to something. It's definitely +1 brown, +1 something. I don't want to put both the +1s in the bow, though. However, we could also just go +2 brown. Also, I could just minus anything off of Wolf. He's pretty much not even there. So, with that being said, what are the minus red and purple banners that also have brown, yellow? That's so many options. Okay, what's the full list that we end up getting here? Oh no, I asked for too many things, I think. Okay, let's just find let's do this one at a time. All colors. Okay, +2 brown, +1 yellow. That sounds fine. What's the other option? The other option is none. Okay. Well, that answers that question. Okay, there's only one option then. Okay, let's go see what this does. This looks like it has potential. Not that team. Rename this to 4x Beast Sir. Or Sir 4 times Beast, I guess. Okay, let's go see how Beastly Bow is. And how Sir Quentin will help it. Okay, so we'll take that for now. This should be pretty good for getting our mana going. And then we should just be able to skull spam to skull spam to skull spam, ideally, with a purple storm going. So first we'll do this. And then we do... Oh wait, I should have done it the other way around. Mistakes were made. However, luckily the board is correct. Yeah, you should cast Forest Guardian first. Whoops. Maybe I should have Forest Guardian in front of it then. Because Forest Guardian should be casted first with this setup. It's not that bad. Getting initial mana seems a little hard though. There's quite a few teams that have that issue. And he's dead. Oh, never mind. He's not dead. Here, have it dead. There we go. Okay, let's try that again, but let's actually switch Forest Guardian and the Quentin. Yeah, that's not a real team, but we're already in PvP. Need to get 1.9k anyways this week. Might as well get some free instant wins. Why Umberwolf in that team? We're trying to use it for the Purple Storm. And the Purple Storm is mostly just to get alignments going for our 2 abilities. So right here, we do not have alignment, do we? We do, but I gotta get rid of the purple thing. Luckily, we have enough purples that we can get away with that. And you have brown to green, which unfortunately won't be able to actually land right here. It doesn't seem worth it. We're just gonna go for another beastly bow then. And hopefully shuffle up the board enough that we can get a cast out. And yes, we can. Just do it right into that. Yeah, it's mostly just to replenish the purples because we're going to be denying it every time. And we have 2 things that need to use purple. Okay, let's see how it does against freeze. It should do horribly, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, right off the bat, what do we want? We don't have brown, which is the main thing I'd want to take here. I guess we'll try for double blue, I guess. Take that for now. Even if it surged, it would not have been enough mana, but we'll take that. That'll get us rolling. We have 1 billion freezes on us, so that's not going to be good. I'll start killing out the orb, I guess. So, what's our ideal plan here? Also frozen on that other color. However, we're not frozen on yellow, so we can go for that. I believe we do not have an option here. Yes, actually we do. We can actually turn on to yellow, which we're actually not frozen on right now. However, we are frozen on skulls, which is problematic right now, given what we're about to do, but we'll go for that. Hopefully be unfrozen on first slot. No, we are not. We're still frozen on that blue, so I can't go for it right now. Could it either use yellow? Let's see. Or should we add an extra way to use yellow with this team? We need the mana, but we don't have any way to convert it out. Which one of the double converters converts yellow to Doom Skulls? It might be worth placing Umberwolf with it just to give up the storm. And we'll just go with a green storm instead off of our hero. And as long as we can win in 4 turns, we can use most of it. So I can't go for that right now. Let's take that. We'll grab ourselves a... Yeah, we really need that yellow. Okay, we should have some kind of alignment here, though. We don't have it for that. We don't have it for... Actually, it does cascade, though. Is it worth cascading into? Yeah, it's probably worth cascading into. Oh! That moves slightly different than I thought. Whoops. Okay, that should give us an option, though, at this point, because we have all the greens. We're still frozen, but it should do almost enough damage to kill. And now it is enough damage to kill because it's Hunter's marked. But as to be expected, it's pretty bad against freeze. But yeah, let me go double check. Convert yellow to... Okay, I might have typed it wrong. I know for sure something probably has it. Trying to think which one it was. What's the wording that they have? I need a really specific wording. It's convert. Oh, I forgot gems. Convert yellow gems to skulls, right? Yeah, convert or green gems to skulls. Or sorry, yellow gems to skulls. Oh, Nimue. Ah, now I see. So that's what the Nimue is for. Red to purple. And it would replenish the purple. Okay, I see now. My eyes have opened. Yeah, that would work. However, we don't have a minus red banner for this, do we? Banner, banner, banner. I guess there's a brown yellow at this point then. Wait, what are we actually generating? You're creating brown. Or sorry, you're creating green. You're creating yellow. And you're creating purple. So theoretically, we need yellow-green. However, I kind of want the extra mana for bow to get bow quicker. Because we could one-turn bow with a single surge. But theoretically, yellow-green might actually be the better way. Let me go do that then. Is there a yellow-green mana with minus red? I feel like that should be a thing. There is not a thing? There's no way that's not a thing. There's no yellow-red banner with minus red? There is not. Gosh, what minus red banners are there? Do we need this? Yes. Do we need that? No. That? No. This? No. Kind of. Well, I guess we'll go with this variant. Okay. Let's go see what happens. PvP, fight, fight. Oh, wait. You don't count as either of those, though, unfortunately, in the Nimue. Oh, well. It's no longer 4 times Beast. We have ruined the 4 times Beast team. Not that big a deal, though. Okay, so we'll grab that. From a conversion standpoint, it's probably fine. But we do get less boost ratio for the bow, so it's going to miss more often. However, hopefully everything else will hit more often and it won't matter. Okay, what's our alignment plan with you? Probably just casting is our plan. Just immediately cast. Oh no, I kind of preferred it with Umberwolf. Even though we didn't have as much to do yellow with. Because now the problem is the team stalls. We'll go for that. Get our convert there. Yeah, that doesn't feed back into you either. Though I wouldn't have normally. We would need bow to go do that. If we want that as an option. It's kind of the whole point of bow is to get everything back up. And not die off of that. Let's see, what do we have here? Anything good? Not really. So we'll go for bow, hope it lands, go from there. And it doesn't. Okay, good. It landed an extra turn right at the end there. That would have been really bad if it didn't get that there. We'll take the extra turn that way. Nimue, come on, get mana. You'd have a perfect convert if we could actually get mana on you, that is. You know, I'm actually just going to grab that. Hero will die. Get silence on the other thing. Well, Nimue, can you get mana now? No. That answers that question. Immediately dies. What do we have? Yeah, it's worth it. We can get alignment right over there. Get another skull. Do we have a drop for it? That's not even worth it. We'll stick the other skull for top. And we'll let him poke us. Or not. Oh yeah, it's still his extra turn spam. And now we're silenced. Might just be worth retreating, gosh. It's gonna be that annoying to us. We'll take that, get our skull, get a skull. Remember pre-nerf Fizzbang for like an entire day? That lasted very, very shortly. It was very broken when it was released. Still strong now. I'll take that one over. So we can go to that. And dead. Okay, not ideal. Let's try it one more time. We might need to reorder it though. How about that, Nimue? Get your mana a bit better. Yeah, we could try every option. We could try a Wrath first slot too. And see how that works. As long as we can keep them alive. Okay, should we have, do we have alignment here? Yes, so we'll do that. Only problem with doing it this way is now we block yellow like heavy on him. Oh, yellow to skull and red to purple. So let's take skull. Still no option. If I want yellow, I have to get skulled. So let's take that for now. So now we need to convert the greens in. Now we have the inverse problem of what we had before. We have the exact inverse problem. And that now we can't get our Sir his mana. What's worth going for here? We'll take that down actually. Yeah, it's probably just worth going for the skull at that point. So we'll take that, move that over. Might just be worth going for this at this point. Oh, the misclick. Go for that. And I should be dead. Yep, exact opposite problem. Yeah, let's go try a Wrath, because that will hopefully fix our mana issue. The only problem is it has the exact same color. Which is my only concern with that. Let's see. What was every option again? What's the wording for it? It's green gems, or sorry, yellow gems of skull. Oh yeah, Fist of Zorn as well. That we don't actually have to have a mana problem with. What banner were we running earlier for this team? Oh yeah, I just ended up switching it to a +2 brown earlier. Because there wasn't a good minus, was there? Or did that? No. It was definitely just a +2 brown then. Because neither of these have a... Oh yes, it does. Mine's purple has it on it. Yeah, that's what we ran earlier. I remember now. It's no longer 4 times beast though. But Sir Beast. It's not 4 times, but still themed around beasts. Okay, let's go see what this could do because it's actually attack buffs as well. And now we don't have any mana issue. Not only does it have a naturally lower mana cost, but it has automatic first cast, which if we're going for a quick kill is very beneficial. So we have to deal with freeze. It is using Frost Mage with an infinite loop team. So we're frozen on yellow and brown, so I have to be wary of that every single time we do anything here. However, we're not frozen on anything else. Do we have any alignment here? Why do I feel like the answer is yes, and I just don't see it? Ideally, we want to get this cast in first, and we do have alignment. We do, right there. Nice. Okay, so we'll do that. We can go for this because we can. And that gives us attack buff, which helps get everything else rolling. We can now do it for green. Okay, I think I found a team I like. I like this. Oh, I like this a lot. Okay, there's our team. Official. If you're going to build a team, I think this is it. It also uses no mythic, which is nice. However, it does use Beastly Bow is the only big issue with it. Some people might not have Beastly Bow. And that is a requirement for this team. I guess you could try it with Mountain Crusher instead or something. Bronze Lock Pistol, I don't think would work the same just because you don't have the gold for it. Also, we're frozen. Can you stop using freeze teams against this? Every infinite loop team is going to be bad against freeze. It doesn't matter which one we use. Okay, let's just go hit that. Yeah, I was going to go for it. We lose our turn, but it should set us up on another turn. That's good. And we still barrier off this, if nothing else. Is that alignment? Yes. So we'll go for that. It's still an extra turn because we actually turned off a green. We probably have nothing now. And we're still frozen on blue. Really? Okay, let's take that then. He'll do his pokes. We do get a skull out of this. I guess it's worth it just for the sake of doing it. Plus it rebarriers us, so we don't take any skull damage there. We're still frozen on a lot of things. Green is not one of them. However, we can't really do anything with it, so let's drag that down. Now we can Beastly Bow into whatever it fills up. We'll just ignore that skull. How did nothing get full mana? Oh, wait. Does Beastly Bow have an annoying destroy? Does Beastly Bow have a destroy 3 green? I didn't even notice that. Hunter's Mark first enemy. Gain 4 life. Deal 5. Destroy 3 random green. Why? Why would that be an ability on you? That makes the weapon worse. Why is that a thing? Why do so many weapons have perks that make them worse? We don't have alignment here, do we? No, we do not. So let's take that for now. And then we can get our skull from right over there. And be good to go. Okay, I like this. This is my favorite team with him now. Yeah, this weapon would be better without that trait. But aside from that, team seems perfect. And it uses no mythic. I'm not sure if we can think of a better team than this. At least it's my personal favorite so far. Okay, what do we have here? Do we have alignment? I feel like we should. Something. No. Is it still worth casting, though? Because we do gain barrier out of it. No, it's going to give him 4 times skull. Or even 5 times, depending on how it cascades. We're just going to go for that. Hope it actually turns. It does not. However, we have full mana for everything but bow. And we should have all of our alignments now. However, I do want to get this first if we can. However, I don't believe we can. Actually, yes, we can. Right there. Allows us to. So we'll get most of our mana back. We can then just go right into that. Hopefully we'll have enough yellows so we can just go right into that. And then he's dead. We won. Okay, how are you not dead yet? How are you? Gosh, can you stop summoning? You'd be dead a billion years ago. Otherwise. Alright, we'll take that down. Grab the other skull. Do we have yellow? Yes, dead. There we go. I like it. It can win quickly and has comeback mechanisms. Kind of. Well, it doesn't have that good of a comeback method, but it still can. Yeah, this is definitively my favorite team of this setup. So I do have a yellow convert, however, it's already an extra turn, so I'm not even going to bother going for it. Let's go rush up bow, go poke something that's annoying. Which I probably shouldn't have done that, that has spell reduction. Should have done hero. He just converted away all of our color, however, let's move that down. You can't do anything with this, can you? Yeah, you kind of can. However, he did just deny a color we really needed. So I'm just going to do this, mostly just to replenish the color back onto the board. So we can actually hopefully do something with it and then go from there. So right here, we do that first because it's always better to get that in. And then that should ideally give us alignment here as follow-up. I don't think we have it, so we're just going to go for that skull spam. And then we go into this, and then we should hopefully have mana for something else again. And we do. Is that an extra turn? No, it is not, so let's grab that. What's our follow-up here? We can go for some skull pokes, but before we do, I think we just go bow into him. And then pretty much anything kills. And he's dead. I like it. It works. And no mythics. But unfortunately a weapon some people might not have. But that is that. Because Salty's probably going to be starting her stream if she hasn't already. Actually, she probably started 2 minutes ago if she started on time. But, and she might be mentioning what on Earth happened with Barbarian class as well. It is fixed now, but she'll probably have some kind of a statement to mention on it. I'm not sure what she's even going over, if anything. Oh yeah, Alderfather. I didn't test with Alderfather yet. What does Alderfather convert again? I know it's one of it's green related. Red to purple and yellow to skulls. Oh, never mind. Neither are green related. Well, summon is kind of green, I guess. But that could work too. I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying having the Empower on it, though. Because the big issue with all the double converts is they're all 18 mana. And 18 mana when you don't have half mana start for, it's a lot of mana to fill. And we can just be using a 12 mana cost troop that already starts with full mana the first time. I don't know. This is such great value. And you end up getting a skull into... you end up getting a skull convert, too. Or you end up getting the attack buff, too. Which is this little extra bonus onto it, which is pretty nice. How do you get that weapon? That weapon is only obtainable from a... let me see. In the current state of the game at this point, Beastly Bow is only obtainable from... One second. I forget where it's from. Where's the team I just did? Here it is. It is from a Grim Woods event. So the next time we have a Mergrim's Wood event, you would be able to craft it in Soulforge. However, only during a Mergrim Woods event week would you be able to go and obtain that weapon. And I don't believe a Mergrim Woods event week is happening anytime soon. Let me just go double check real quick. Let's see. Mergrim Woods, when is your next thing? That's not the right page. One second. Troops. Is Mergrim's Woods getting an event soon? Nope, it is not within visible sight, so probably not for a while. Could be a couple months. But, yeah, unfortunately, if you don't have it right now, unless you see on, like, one of those $5 offer things, it won't be available for a couple more months from now until the next Mergrim Woods event. And then you can craft it in Soulforge, similar to how you can craft, like, these right now in Soulforge. It's the same premise of weapons, just not the exact same weapon. So every single week, the way that these rotate is based on whatever the kingdom is. And right now, it's a Sword's Edge event. So the Sword's Edge bonus here, as well as the Knight bonuses here, which are the same theme of weapons. However, they're not the exact same weapon. And for Mergrim Woods event, which is actually the event that Forest Guardian is from, if you don't happen to have that, you can get that off of event keys for a Mergrim Woods event. But at that point, you'd be able to get Beastly Bow. But until then, there really isn't a viable method to really do so, unless you just get random luck and find it for a $5 offer. And even then, it's not for in-game currency. It's just the $5 thing. But yeah, it's probably will be in a few months. I don't think we had a Mergrim Woods event anytime recently. We'll probably know as of next patch if a Mergrim Woods event is coming anytime soon. But anyways, guys, does anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, also, you can use Mountain Crusher as well. Mountain Crusher wouldn't be horrible as a replacement, and it's definitely cheap. And most people have it just laying around. So you just get it off of Brown Mastery. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I unfortunately still was not able to get the event video up, but we'll get it up pretty soon. Though I think we answered pretty much everything that's normally in the event video during this stream. But of course, I still want to go do a video for it as we always do. But anyways, guys, if you still have any other things to mention, just let me know. Comment section or any results. We'll be back tomorrow night, as I mentioned, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I'll catch all of you guys very soon. Hope you all have a wonderful week. And Monday was pretty much all we really got from this event. We're not going to be getting too much else throughout this weekend, or throughout this week. This Tuesday, we're getting Life and Death, but that's just coming back again. This Wednesday, we're getting the new Valentine's Day pet, but it's completely cosmetic, so you can't use it for anything. And Thursday is Night Hero class, which is pretty much a useless hero class. It's arguably the worst in the entire game, even though it has 20% bonus this week. Friday, we have literally nothing because there's no event this weekend. And then Saturday, we get the old Valentine's Day pet from last year. So that could be new to some people if you don't already have it. But similar to the one on Wednesday, it's fully cosmetic. That's kind of funny. We have nothing on Valentine's Day. So a nice day to kind of just break. However, I shouldn't say nothing. We're theoretically going to get like 100 gems or something off this adventure board. I will see exactly what it does. So Forest Troll, 2 times Ging Gob Truffle team. What can you use instead of green Doom Weapon for last position? You can use the brown Doom Weapon. You can use Shugra's Heart, which is a brown-blue weapon that has Cleanse. You can use pretty much any cleansing weapon. Or you can use any mana-accumulating weapon, like a Mountain Crusher or a Essence of Evil or a Mirror of Good or anything like that. Any of those options would all work. Also, in some of those instances, you might want to bring it further up into your team. You can also just replace out your hero with Mirage Queen. Some people just prefer not even running with hero at all, and just put a Mirage Queen there. Mirage Queen gives everything on your team half mana start, because Forest Troll, King Gob Truffle, and obviously the Mirage Queen itself are all elementals. So you can give the whole team elemental bonus by putting a Mirage Queen there instead. So that might be your best option, really. If you don't have any of the better weapons to be using there, which are generally the Doom weapons. Because it's kind of like having the Doom weapon there. It converts all greens to Doom Skulls. It's almost like having a Doomed, the Doomed Club, the brown one. It's almost the exact same as having that there, essentially. It just uses a slightly different mana that doesn't accumulate as well. However, it makes up for that by having half mana start. Elemental Bow, yeah, I guess you could put Elemental Bow there if you happen to have it. It's a yellow-purple, so it doesn't really have much mana conflict. However, having mana conflict isn't necessarily a bad thing with that team because you're almost getting infinite brown and green mana. So, infinite mana, or, having mana conflict actually isn't conflicting with anything in that kind of team. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Leave a like on the stream if you enjoyed, and I will see all of you soon. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you so much for watching.